Now we're gonna make the apple streusel protein mug cake.
Okay, real question here. They call it a mug cake. My impression has always been that I should mix my ingredients in the mug. But every time I do this, I'm following the instructions. I actually do not freestyle when I do this. I grease my mug, I spray my mug. I've tried like every way of lubricating the mug. Every time, either my mug cake sticks to it or it crumbles out in like some disgusting, not mug cakey way.
Yeah, I had the same experience, and what I actually found works better is to just mix all your ingredients in a little bowl like this, and then you can just dump it into your nice mug that's already greased and everything. And that way, when it's all done, it'll plop out real nice onto a plate.
Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, works good.
All right, so we're gonna start by assembling the topping. The topping's kind of like a crumble that we're gonna like press into the bottom of the mug, and then it's gonna cook and it's gonna come out real nice.
It's gonna be on the bottom, but it's gonna end up on the top.
Flip it, it's gonna end up on top.
We'll do 1 teaspoon of the buttery spread.
Then next up, we're going to have 2 tablespoons of oats going in. We're just using regular oats, nothing fancy for this.
And an 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon.
I'm impressed you even have like little measurement thing for that.
Let's use half of this one. There we go.
There we go, perfect. And finally, 1 teaspoon, I think, of Truvia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Teaspoons always look so big.
They do, right? So this is gonna be our little topping here. So just kind of like
stir that all together.
Yeah, make it all go together.
Make sure it's combined. So I'm just gonna take this, put it into our pre-greased mug. We're just gonna press that down to the bottom. And be very careful because we don't wanna lose any of our precious crumble here.
Nope. All that good stuff.
So next we're gonna move on to actually assembling the mug cake ingredients. We're just gonna use the same bowl, then we're gonna pour that over top of our crumble. So first up, we've got, it looks like a scoop of whey.
Yeah, so we've got like, it's 20 grams. So since this is like a 30-gram scoop, we're just gonna kind of eyeball it to like 2/3 of a cup. If you're not good at eyeballing, you can totally weigh it, but I just eyeball. Looks like 2/3 to me.
So how do you feel about using like whey versus other protein powders? Because when I first started cooking, like I thought they were all the same. I used like whey for everything, and it did not always turn out. So like what makes whey different in your opinion? Or like when would you use something else?
So whey is just kind of more, it can be drying. So if you're gonna use whey, you definitely wanna increase like the moisturizers, be it applesauce, butter, pumpkin puree, by about 25%. And like also, like we said before, don't use more than 50% protein powder to flour. So that just adds that extra moisture where whey is a little bit more drying.
To kind of help like make it more dense,
exactly.
Like a proper cake than like
so you're not eating, like so it's not too dry. And then the other thing I guess is not all protein powders are the same. So if you're mixing like, or if you're trading out, if the recipe calls for whey and you use a casein or a vegan protein powder, you just need to be prepared to use like a lot more liquid and sometimes other binders because they just all behave differently.
Maybe just look that up online and don't consider one the same as the other.
If you're like a beginner, I would just pick a recipe that says whey or whatever protein powder you have. So that way it's more guaranteed to like actually work.
That's where I freestyled way too much. I'm like, I can use whatever I want
totally
because it's my recipe. All right, so next up we've got the 2 tablespoons of Truvia going in.
Yeah, I can just do the dry ones and you do the liquid ones.
Sure.
Again. There's that, and then
we got our flours.
We got our oat flour already measured. That's 3 tablespoons of oat flour, and then just 1 tablespoon of almond flour.
And so why do you use like that combo of flours?
I like almond flour because it adds like a nice like moisture texture kind of, because it really is just ground nuts, so it adds like that kind of like coffee cake type texture.
Like a little bit of extra oil and moisture.
So it's a little bit more richer tasting, and that's totally optional. If you don't have it, you can use like a scant tablespoon of oat flour or whatever. That's all you have. So we're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. This just helps our mug cake rise real nice. And then, never enough cinnamon, everything's cinnamon. All right, okay. Just a wet ingredient.
Applesauce, yes, our homemade applesauce.
Our homemade applesauce.
All right.
I think that's already measured, so we just dump it on in there.
Should be measured, there we go. 3 tablespoons. Homemade.
And I don't worry about mixing it dry.
Okay, I just realized, I'm like,
it'll be fine.
We'll be fine. And then to top it all off, we have a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Let's not overdo this. It's always my biggest fear. Okay.
And I realized I didn't write down 2 tablespoons of egg white too. Grab that.
All right. There's our vanilla, and then 2 tablespoons of egg white. Okay. And so why do you use egg whites instead of eggs? Is that like just
for lower fat. I mean, you could totally use one whole egg here if that's what you have, or just simpler. But the egg white's lower fat, so I typically do that because we got the butter
almonds
in there. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right, so that's good to stir?
Yeah, all good. So it looks like my homemade applesauce didn't come out quite as liquidy as store-bought, so I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon of almond milk, and we should be good to go.
It's good.
So now we'll dump that on top of our lovely streusel topping.
Okay. Okay, so now that this is all in the mug, we're gonna microwave this for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you liked this video. Sarah, where's the best place to find you online?
Oh, my blog is linked in the description below, or you can follow me on Instagram at noexcuseschick.
And if you guys want to make these same recipes at home, I've got a discount code for you to get this amazing, like I cannot say enough good things, I'm like fumbling my words over this flavor. So I'll put a code on screen for you to save 20% off this protein. Otherwise, all the recipe info will be linked down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.